There's a lot of information about the COVID vaccines, and Local 4's Dr. McGeorge is staying on top of it all.
He joins us now to answer some questions. Welcome to Live in the D.
Hey, thanks, Toddy and Jason.
So the big question on everybody's mind these days, we're hearing a lot about a small coterie of people who don't want to get the vaccination are going to keep us from reaching herd immunity. They, in some cases, think the vaccine's not safe or there's something, sinister about it. Are the vaccines safe?
Yeah, the vaccines are absolutely safe. And I think something that people really need to understand relative to safety is a clear distinction between side effects and adverse reactions. So we talk a lot about side effects like muscle aches, fever, maybe a sore arm. Those are not safety issues. Those are a temporary effect from your immune system responding to the vaccine, not a safety concern. Now, that is something that we expect. And as I'm fond of saying, if something has an effect, it's also going to have a side effect. But relative to safety, what we're really talking about are adverse effects. Now, a good example of that happened recently would be the question about cerebral venous sinus thrombosis with the J&J vaccine, particularly, though, with the mRNA vaccines. So we're talking Pfizer and Moderna. There are absolutely no significant signals to suggest that they have a safety concern. And I really kind of want to expound that a little more. I think people have a fear of the unknown, and the vaccine feels new. It feels unknown. Somehow, I'm not sure how, people have become comfortable with COVID. And the problem is, I don't think people are factoring the risk of COVID. We know that COVID not only has the potential to kill you, to hospitalize you, to cause blood clots and all kinds of other problems. COVID also has many risks that have yet to be clearly defined. I mean, we talk about COVID long haul syndrome, people who are experiencing symptoms that, frankly, doctors have not been able to figure out for months after being infected. If you consider all of those issues compared to what appears to be a minuscule risk with the vaccine, there's just no question in my mind. The benefit and safety of the vaccine clearly outweighs the risk of getting COVID.
So, Dr. McGeorge, here's a big question that people have, and something that's debated quite often, is that if people already have had COVID, can they skip the vaccine?
Well, whether you have had COVID or not, you need to get vaccinated. Big picture, having an infection, it really does provide some immunity. There's no question about that. The question is how long it lasts for. And right now, we just don't know for sure which provides the superior protection, a natural infection or the vaccine. At very least, getting vaccinated, even if you had had COVID in the past, will provide an added layer of protection against future infection. And we know that being vaccinated against the spike protein produces neutralizing antibodies that are most definitely protective.
Doctor, I got my second shot at Beaumont Southfield. I've got my proof right here. That happened about 8 or 9 days ago. What would you advise for people who want to or who have skipped that second dose?
Well, all of the research on the mRNA vaccines was done using a 2-dose regimen. Now, it is true that you get some protection from the first dose, but we also know that you get substantially more protection from both doses. And frankly, shortchanging yourself by skipping that second dose just doesn't make good sense to me. I would add also that in certain cases, people on medications, for example, that might produce immune compromise, there are actually now studies that show very clearly that that second dose boosted immunity in a very important way. So without question, I would not skip that second dose. It just doesn't make any sense.
All right. Thank you for joining us on Live in the D, the one, the only Dr. Frank McGeorge.
And if you have a question for Dr. McGeorge, you can submit it at clickondetroit.com. He is answering as many viewer questions as he possibly can.